Hello.
Hello, everybody. This is Daniel.
And Jackie.
This is Jackie's first time doing anything like this. Well, I guess other than those Let's Plays. But today we're talking about Breaking Bad. And we're pretty amped. Not just because we killed like 5 flies, but because, tonight is it's not the final, it's not the finale.
Second.
It's the second to final episode. And, Jackie, do you like Breaking Bad?
I love Breaking Bad.
When did you start first watching Breaking Bad?
I think the second season, I started watching the first. Did I begin it in the beginning?
No.
I thought you started watching it before me.
I did, but you didn't really start watching it until 4th season.
4th?
Yeah, like when the 4th was on.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Why not?
Well, because I didn't really start
watching
watching it.
Were we living together yet?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't start watching it until about the third, or midway through the 3rd season. And I had to get caught up, and then I started. Because the first episode I actually watched on TV was the one where Hank gets shot. Oh yeah, by the way, spoilers. Gonna be lots of spoilers in this. But, as everybody knows, the last episode from last week was fucking crazy.
I was not happy.
Yeah.
I was not happy.
So, I guess we should talk about that first episode before we really get into Breaking Bad. What we really think.
About the last episode?
Yeah. And one thing I've read a lot on comments is
that they didn't need to kill Hank? First
not
of
even,
all?
Well, I think they kind of did, but...
But he was a good guy.
I know, but that's just the way it goes. This is Breaking Bad. This is the way it goes.
Okay.
The nice people don't always survive. And the bad people are probably going to die too. But a lot of people were really confused about that ending part, when he's talking to Skyler on the phone. And I remember I kind of had to explain it to you. Like, did you get, like... Because at first, he seems like he's really Heisenberging out all on Skyler.
Yeah.
And then you kind of start listening to, like, what he's actually saying, and it doesn't really line up with what we've been...
Yeah, and he starts crying.
Yeah, and then the first cue was, what he was saying wasn't exactly lining up with what we've seen and what he has actually said to Skyler. And then when you actually start seeing him, cry, but, kind of holding back, keeping that Heisenberg voice going... you realize what he's doing, and that's protecting his family.
Yeah.
So that was, and a lot of people didn't get that, and I thought, I don't see how people didn't really understand that.
No, I think I knew.
It was great. It was a good written scene, and played really good by Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, but we both thought that he was going to hurt his baby. Or maybe possibly.
I didn't, well, before that part... You really had no idea what the fuck was going through his head. I don't know. I didn't think anything would happen bad, but I don't know. I was concerned. Walt just screws up. Gets in a car accident with the kid. Who knows? Yeah, he was just, pretty reckless. So it was kind of nerve-wracking. Like, exactly what's going to happen. Maybe not necessarily going to throw the baby off a bridge, but...
I just don't think that... I think if I was in that situation, if I was Skyler, I would have just gotten in the car with him and fucking left. That's it. I wouldn't be like, let's just wait around and see what happens.
Yeah, I know, but...
I don't like
Well,
Skyler.
she wasn't even gonna see what happened. She was gonna kick his ass out. She pulled the knife on him.
Yeah, but she's stupid because she's in on it too, and she could get in just as much as trouble, and then both their kids get taken away from them instead of just running away and at least trying.
I know. But, it was just setting up Walt to be alone. He finally loses everything, and in the part where Walter Jr. jumps on him, a complete reversal. Always siding with his dad through the entire... So that really wrapped up his story. I mean, so I guess we should talk a little bit more about what we think is going to happen. A lot of people think Walt is actually going back to save Jesse, but... I don't think that's true at all.
I don't either, because Jesse pretty much tried to kill him.
Yeah, he turned on him, But, I don't know, it depends on how you look at it. Like, Walt did betray Jesse really bad. But, I mean, way before Jesse had ever really done anything. But, I understand why Walt was pissed about, like, how he would purposely set him up like that. really, when I was gonna talk about this a little later, but we might as well get into the Walt and Jesse thing right here. Really, everything Walt's ever done, for even good or bad, is usually tried to help Jesse in some way. Like, of course,
Walt genuinely cares about Jesse.
Well, I mean, the worst thing he did was, of course, the Jane thing, and of course, fact that
the worst thing he did was poisoning that kid.
Well,
I think, because that's a child.
I know, but I think Walt knew what he was doing. I know it was pretty. I mean, he
knew the right amount to give without.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that. I think he really. I mean, I think he was still nervous, but he knew that was the best way. But no, really, Jane thing was the worst. Really, just because I don't really care about Jane, but the worst was just how he had to rub it in Walt's face.
Yeah.
Or Jesse's face in this last episode. Which was pretty fucked up. Not only, handing him over to the neo-Nazis, but just like, oh yeah, I watched Jane die and I didn't do anything to help. 'Cause I could have, but I didn't. But yeah, like I said, I don't think he even knows Jesse's still alive. I don't think he really has any reason to believe. I guess maybe if he reads somewhere or just finds out through the internet that, the purity of the meth is still real high because of Jesse. But I still don't think that would... I think it's going to be more like he's going to get there, have his gun battle or whatever, and probably he'll probably see Jesse and hesitate, giving Jesse just long enough to pick up a gun, or already maybe already picked up a gun and shoot Walt, and that's how Walt dies.
I don't understand why people think he's going back to save Jesse when they show you in the first episode of this that he goes back to the house and pulls out that little thing of poison from behind the outlet plug.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, but you think he's going to use it on Jesse?
Yeah.
Why would he use it on Jesse?
Why wouldn't he use it on Jesse?
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Why is he going back to get it? Who do you think is the number one person that he has to, watch out for now that Hank's dead and fucking Gomez is dead?
My point is that he doesn't know that Jesse's still alive.
But that's going to be the very last episode. We still have one more whole episode to go through. He might find out that Jesse's alive in the next episode.
But my point is, I don't think he's even going to know. I don't think he's going to know. I think that
until the very end.
The ricin, I think the ricin is either for himself. Basically, that's going to be, he's going to take it, and maybe at the end of his shootout, he dies from it, or Jesse kills him, something like that. Or it could be for that Lydia. That weirdo. I don't even really want to talk about her. She's not really worth talking about when it comes to Breaking Bad. But let's just go back. We've already spent 8 minutes talking about this final couple episodes, or what we think is going to happen. Let's get back to Walt. Very beginning, Walt with hair.
Okay.
Weird, goofy looking mustache and those glasses.
When Skyler wasn't a bitch.
Yeah, Jackie's one of those people that hates Skyler.
I didn't used to hate Skyler, and then when I go back and watch the original episodes, it's like, oh, she was so nice, and now she's just a psycho. Friggin' well, I don't even know.
But, see, basically, Walt, they've always tried to do, what they say, what Mr. Chips turns into Scarface. That's what the whole transformation of Walt was supposed to be. I don't really get the reference for the Mr. Chips part. I could look it up. But I know who Scarface is, and Heisenberg is a lot worse than Scarface. But no, the thing is, and I think Bryan Cranston had brought this up, that, Walt was really never that nice of a guy, even from the beginning. Not that he was mean to people, but there was definitely. Watching later episodes, I get the feeling that he's always been a bit of a egomaniac. He's always thought really high of himself, but he just, after his son was born, and the whole thing with gray matter, just kind of beat him down a little bit, and for the next 20 whatever years, it's just been festering inside of him.
I disagree.
Why?
I think he used to be a genuinely nice person.
I don't know. I mean, because,
at least with his family and stuff, he was a genuinely nice guy.
Yeah.
Now, no.